We have Tonia Cantrell with Next Level Senior Advisors here, and we are going to introduce her and have her tell us a little bit about what she does. So, Tanya, tell us your story. What got you into this?
Absolutely. So I started in healthcare back in 2005. My grandparents raised my sister and myself. My grandfather was diagnosed with Alzheimer's, and my grandmother kept him home for many years, trying to manage the disease process herself. When that became a struggle, she ended up placing him in the local nursing home in a small town that we lived in. So while I was in school getting a degree in business administration, I hadn't quite decided which gear I was going to focus that degree into. So I decided that I would work for the local nursing home as a care provider while he was there, just to make sure that they were giving him the best care that I felt like he deserved. Fell in love with the seniors and the community and the environment, and decided at that point my focus would go towards healthcare management. And then in 2007, I became a licensed nursing home administrator, and then moved to Kansas City in 2011. And then in 2014, I did get my Kansas administrator's license. Worked in healthcare for over 20 years, and decided I was going to stay home, raise my last child. And then when I did come back out into the work environment, I decided I wanted to switch gears and help seniors in a way that I could provide them the best resources, use my skill set, and just be a great advocate for them. And so that's what brought me to Next Level Senior Advisors.
Great. Yeah, that was good. So what areas in the metro do you serve? What's kind of your territory?
So I can serve both sides of the state, so all of Missouri as well as all of Kansas, which is very beneficial for the clients that I do serve, because a lot of times they may transfer to a hospital across the state line to get a different service or type of care provided, but then their goal is to return back to the community that they live. And so that allows them to do that. So I can help transition them on either way, on either side of the state. So,
okay. So what services do you offer?
Absolutely. So the main part of Next Level Senior Advisors is to help families navigate senior living options, whether that be independent living, memory care, assisted living, long-term care. My goal is to guide them through a difficult challenge in their life and help alleviate some of that off of their plate. However, a lot of times families aren't always ready to make that transition immediately, so I can step in and provide resources for them to be able to live at home for as long as possible and as safe as possible. So if that's home care options, services including house cleaning, laundry, meal preparation, things of that nature. So my goal is to fill in those gaps that they need additional services for.
Mm-hmm. Okay. Are there any other services that you provide other than that?
I do. So a lot of times families, although they know that now is the time to transition into a community, whether that be independent living, assisted living, or long-term care, they're not ready to make that transition. So I can help fill in the gaps to keep them at home for as long as possible, but being safe.
Mm-hmm.
So if that is setting them up with a home care agency, somebody to come in and clean their house, do their laundry, declutter, minimize or maximize their space. If they needed repairs done on their home, or somebody to prepare meals, things of that nature, I can set them up with a wide array of services.
Okay. All right. So how do you help the caregiver, the family member that is currently in the home and trying to help their loved one?
Absolutely. So my goal is to help reduce their stress and their workload, and take that part of it off their plate. So I'll fill in the gaps that they're overwhelmed with. If they need assistance with meals or housekeeping, or maybe taking their loved one to appointments, just because life is busy, families are busy, and it's a lot to manage the care for your own family in addition to an elder. So my goal is to minimize their process, alleviate any frustrations, and just give them a little bit of a break. And the comfort and assurance that I will take care of everything for them.
Okay. How do you work with the senior communities?
So initially I go into the communities. I meet with the marketing and or executive director. I tour the properties, learn more about the type of care that they can provide, what amenities and services they offer. Just get a really good sense and feel of the community. So that way, when I do have a potential client, I feel confident when I refer that individual over to them. But typically, what I'll do is I will meet with the family, learn more about what they're looking for. So, what their care level might look like, their financial situation, their preferred demographic location. And once I have 2 to 3 great communities that fit that criteria, I'll reach out to those communities and say, I'm working with a family right now. This is the situation. Do you feel like this would be a great fit? I do. Can we schedule a tour? Things of that nature.
Oh, okay. All right. So during that process, you're walking hand in hand with the client and helping them through that. You don't just give them a bunch of names and then.
Right. So I go in with them to tour the communities. We typically only schedule 2 to 3 communities at a time, just because I don't want to overwhelm them. So I really try very hard to pick those really good 2 to 3 choices, schedule those tours, go on the tours with them, help answer any questions that they might not know to ask, or the difficult questions, or just really be a sounding ear or somebody to listen to the community while they're asking those questions. So that way, if they have questions later on, I can help kind of answer those.
Okay. So, how do you handle the cost? Is that client paid or?
Right. So cost is 100% free to the client. We charge them nothing for the service, regardless of how long or what services I provide for them. They pay nothing for my service. I am paid through the community or the home care company that I'm contracted with.
Okay. All right. So how do we get in touch with you if we want to talk to you about services?
Absolutely. So the best way is to call me, text me, or email me. I'm available 24/7 in most cases. So if there's a crisis situation where you're needing immediate placement or an immediate service, then I can help facilitate that as quickly as possible. But ultimately, I try to educate my clients and families that if they have a little bit more time to spend on the process is a lot smoother and less overwhelming for them. And so they're not frustrated or uncertain or scared when the moves and the transitions happen.
Okay. So thank you for sharing your story.